rise to the self. I'm mighty I am presence to give Dr. Modi's prayer, which I haven't given today, in its totality, and I call for a tube of light around this entire experience with all the soul-raising sessions now and throughout today, and also on Sunday. I call for a cosmic flow field of light for the Holy Spirit to be established now. Beloved Holy Spirit, come. Beloved Holy Spirit, come. Beloved Holy Spirit, come now, and anchor the great light of your presence over each and every devotee who is coming for their soul-raising session today. We accept it down the full power and glory of God. I surrender all my human creation and I accept the totality of my oneness with the Holy Spirit to be a perfect vehicle for the words to flow and for what each soul requires for their victory and for their soul-raising session. We accept it in the name of the living God. Amen.
Amen.
So this is the soul-raising session for Dennis Fisher, and today is August 11th, Thursday, 2016, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, local time. The Holy Spirit comes now with a cosmic arrow that descends from the great central sun down into the flow field of your auric field and your heart. And there is an expansion of light now within your heart and from the point of the center of your heart into the essence of your being, which is your soul, for the raising of your soul in light and the inviolate nature of your being, one with God. And there's a swirling action now that is initiated by this arrow of light. And the cosmic spiral begins and ensues today for the victory of your greater mission beyond what you could have comprehended even up to today, for the reinitiation of thousands of souls toward their holy purpose, toward their victory, toward their self-realization and freedom. What this means is that you become a step-down transformer for the initiatic cycles of light of the Divine Director, of Lord Maitreya, and of the Holy Spirit, through the nexus of your heart, one with God, as a vehicle for pure love to flow, because love is the key to the initiatic path. Love, as the center of every gift of the Holy Spirit, is what provides the impetus for the perfectionment of the soul toward its holy purpose, towards its victory, toward its oneness with the eternal. So your soul is initiated this day and in a sense reinitiated into a higher spiral of light, into a higher order of mindfulness, into a higher field of beingness. And you can access through your meditations, through your times of oneness with God, which can be all day long, into this higher spiral of love, of beingness, because you have prepared your soul for this day and for every day and for this life with great intent, with great joy, with great peace in your heart and earnestness. One of the greatest spirals that you have allowed to manifest through a number of incarnations is this sense of earnestness, this sense of honesty, integrity. And when one is earnest and has honor and integrity, all things are possible to that one, because one places oneself in perfect proximity to the divine word, the divine being, and the origins of light and life itself. So earnestness, sincerity, integrity, honesty, virtue, and truth are those greater virtues that you have modeled in past lives and that you have brought in a great increment of fire into this life in order to model for other souls these virtues so that they can be inspired by your example by the peace that you incarnate upon this earth. You are an incarnation of peace. Remember this, and you can make your own I am statements. I am an incarnation of peace for the earth. And as you incarnate peace, peace incarnates within you greater and greater spirals of light, greater initiatic fields of joy, of love, of harmony. And each of these creates a new world consciousness within its own reference point, its own spiral, its own victorious manifestation. So as you meditate, you can see rings and rings and rings emanating and proceeding from your heart, each one a cosmic spiral of a virtue, each one resonant in its ability to transform, to be both a creator, a preserver, and a destroyer of what? Of a creator of that which is real, a preserver of that which is true, and a destroyer of that which is untrue, unreal, and untoward toward God. So you become a nexus threefold flame for Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and your threefold flame resonates always with Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. When we behold our own threefold flame in the skies, in this state of being, then Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva can emanate through us at any time, in any place. And in that sacred moment, our threefold flame is in perfect alignment with Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. And by this alignment, our soul becomes the perfect vehicle for the expression of God's awareness, God's consciousness, God's pure stream of beingness. So as you breathe in the essences of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Shiva, of course, being another expression of the Holy Spirit, that expression becomes magnified, and your threefold flame expands and expands and expands each day. So your assignment for the duration of this lifetime is for your threefold flame to expand a little bit more each day, and to sustain that expansion by the light of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, so that your heart chakra and the threefold flame within it can be a full employer of love, wisdom, and power in its greatest aspects. And this will raise many, many souls. Now there is also an expansion of the pure white light from the base chakra, pouring up through the three channels, the Ida, Pingala, Sushumna, and these are intertwining as the caduceus, and they are exploding within the crown chakra, a new radiance of holy wisdom. And this expansion and explosion of light in your crown is the beginnings of Buddhic awareness, self-realized fully. Now you may have studied the Buddhist teachings, you may have meditated as if you were truly a Buddha. Yet the full self-realization of Buddhic beingness through the raised Kundalini expanded through the crown, and the explosion of that light through the crown chakra is something that few actually experience and then are able to sustain. Your other assignment in this life is to sustain that awakened Buddhic awareness in your crown, and when people come to you, there will be an instantaneous transmission and transfusion from your awakened crown of this Buddhic awareness to their crown chakras. This will excite their crown. This will allow them to know true divine wisdom and truth. This will allow them to perceive beyond what they have perceived before, so that the greater teachings of the ascended hosts, the great cosmic masters, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas of heaven, will be inculcated within their souls, and this will be part of what they require for their own soul raising. So now, if you have a question, you can go ahead and ask an appropriate question.
Lord Holy Spirit, I ask for a glimpse of God's glory.
You've already received it. However, now there is a pricking of your third eye by the Holy Spirit at the behest of Lord Maitreya, because this request is answered by Lord Maitreya. And the glimpse that you will receive in a cosmic instant will awaken within you an ancient memory and a future memory, both within the eternal now, that will key you into both your divine essence, the infinitude of God as that light resonates within you and will continue to reside there and never expire. we in respiration there's inspiration and expiration. Now, in a sense, when we also say that when we pass on, we expire, or in other words, the breath goes out, never more to be taken in. Well, in this instance, this vision does not have an expiration date. In other words, the vision is always there, and if you can allow it to be and to reside in your third eye, in your higher vision center, then it will never expire. In other words, you will constantly be able to breathe it in, and even though you may breathe out, the vision will remain, never to expire, never to be let go of. And by holding that vision through the inspiration of respiration in your third eye, it resides there permanently. And so even though there is the cosmic in-breath and out-breath, the out-breath is just for the release and the pervading energies of spirit to manifest within mater and within the natural world or the created world, which is in many cases the material world as we know it. However, at a point of perfect peace between the breaths, between inspiration and expiration, as part of the great respiration of the Holy Spirit, at that sacred point, there is no in-breath and out-breath. There is no breath. There is only the breathless state. You have attempted to realize this in your meditations through pranayama and through Kriya Yoga. And so what this vision that you have actually, this glimpse of eternity, this glimpse of reality that you have asked for, actually is to know the breathless state. And that is the point between inspiration and expiration, where the great Buddhas reside, where the great masters have their beingness, because they no longer breathe as we breathe in mortality. They breathe in immortality, which really is the breathless state, breathless from the human vantage point. So the perfectionment of this vision can manifest in your third eye permanently and will never expire, which is really a great concept. So now I'm beginning to feel the cosmic waves descending from solar worlds. In many cases, they come from the great central sun, yet in this case, they are coming from a number of great stars or solar worlds where great solar beings, the logoi themselves, exist, live, move, and have their being. And these great solar lights are emanating collectively 12 cosmic wave patterns that all coalesce in your I Am presence and then are channeled or funneled down through an expanded crystal cord into and through your being. And these 12 cosmic waves are interpenetrating your 7 and your 5 major chakras and exciting within them certain inner engrams. They're stimulating within them certain engrams for the victory of the fulfillment of these power centers within you, which are the 12 chakras. And through this action, in addition to serving your soul, they are serving each of these chakras as power centers of light for you. So these power centers are actually beings. They are alive. And if from now on you can conceive of the fact that your chakras are actually alive and they are living realities and step down transformers of actual divine beings, then you will be able to perceive living, moving, and having their being within you these great solar logoi, so that as you emanate light, as you perform any alchemy, as you hold your meetup groups, as you work in the world, your chakras are actually these living realities of cosmic light that then are able to be transformers of thousands and thousands of souls. So I'm seeing the radiant field of this manifesting primarily on behalf of Southern California, expanding out to a huge radius beyond what your normal aura, how far it goes out. And the reason for this is that Southern California requires greater light to sustain a harmonic balance. And so the Holy Spirit, with these 12 solar logoi, these great beings of light, are using both your causal body and your soul to hold a certain cosmic balance. And you, in turn, as a reinitiator of others, can extend to those who are ready, able, and willing to receive the expansion, the same streams. Those who can be trusted to not abuse the privilege or to misuse the light. Those who have been honest with themselves and integral in the Great White Brotherhood's plan for planetary salvation and for victory. So all you have to do is mindfully request of Lord Maitreya when you feel the impulse to appropriately deliver, even with unspoken words, to others, this inculcation of the same blessing and radiance, or a portion of it, so that they can, in turn, be utilized by the Universal White Brotherhood to expand that light and to hold that balance for this entire southern, I'm seeing it actually as the southern third of California and extending into Mexico and into the Pacific Ocean and as far east as even portions of Arizona, and a good portion of Arizona. So it's actually a radius of probably somewhere around 333 miles, the radius. So a radius is from the center point going out, so the diameter would be like 666 miles. Now that's not a negative number in this case because the radius is 333, but it's a very, very powerful field that you're being authorized and commissioned to be a focal point for the expansion of light within, the holding of the balance within, and the gracing of the earth within. So the Holy Spirit's breathing in on your behalf these great streams, these 12, you can breathe in 12 times and exhale 12 times. You can make up your own prayer if you choose from the transcript of this session to these 12 solar logoi for the continuation of this transfusion and of this blessing and of the hallowing of this entire area with perfect light, perfect love. And this perfect love casts out all fear, all anxiety, all death and hell. Remember that perfect love casts out both fear, human fear, anxiety, and death and hell. And that is what love does, because love is the perfect virtue that meets all human needs, that transcends all human limitations, and that gives birth to all that is beautiful, divine, sacred, holy, rich in spiritual fire. So now there's a capstone of golden light placed over your crown as the sealing of the session. The Holy Spirit will be with you throughout this entire weekend and upon your return trip home. And every soul that comes into proximity to your aura will be suffused and blessed by the Holy Spirit's grace, the Holy Spirit's power, and the Holy Spirit's perfect love. Amen. Shalom. Aum. I am. Peace. It is finished. Okay, great. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.